Let's see what information you can extract from DNS servers. It will be widely available information. If someone fails to secure the information they upload to the DNS server, it will be easy to get this information. We start with a web knowledge base, Whois. Most of the Linux distributions have this tool pre-installed. There's also many graphical versions of the tool in various operating systems. Let's make a query about, for example, the google.com domain. Because in the internet everyone should cooperate, the Whois database holds domain registration information. So you can learn, among other things, what are the server's addresses and the DNS server's IP addresses responsible for the domain you asked about. You can also find out when the changes concerning the registration of the domain have been made. You can also see names of the servers responsible for the domain. Take notice of them if you want to learn more about the domain. You can also get to know who's registered the domain and how to contact its owner. There's a lot of information available to the public. By completing the domain registration form, you can provide information that will compromise security. For example, providing the email address in the format name.surname@companyname. You're giving out information that should not be publicly available on the internet. That would give attackers your login in the corporate network. Registering a domain, remember that the information you put on the form will be publicly available. Let's now check how much information can be read from the DNS servers. A standard tool for the communication with DNS server is NSLOOKUP. It allows you to send queries to the DNS servers about the names and addresses of DNS servers that are responding to you. Backtrack has a few additional tools and scripts that allow you to make various more queries. One such tool is dig. It will allow you to read the information about the records of the DNS server responsible for the domain google.com, for example. With the command shown, you can access the information about all records. In accordance with best practices, the public DNS server does not store information about computers of the corporate network. If it did, everyone could read them with this command. We've inquired about the default server. Let's try now to inquire about the @ns1.google.com server. In this case, we've received similar addresses of the same computers. Let's try again to execute the command. It shouldn't work in the case of a well-secured server. Then we'll see how another server responds to it. The command above is the zone transfer request. Remember that DNS servers have a hierarchical structure. It may happen that one DNS server will ask another server to send the entire database of computers. We've conducted such an operation using AXFR. The zone transfer should be permitted only for trusted DNS servers. Anonymous internet users should not be able to request the entire database of computers. As you can see, the zone's transfer failed. We will use dig once more, this time asking another domain about server names. In the answer section, there's one of the servers responsible for the domain we've inquired about. ugdns.ugent.be. We can now ask the selected server about everything it knows about a given domain. We haven't learned much more. Let's try to request a zone transfer. This time it worked. For the next hour or so, individual IP addresses and computers' names will be displayed on the screen. Very often, computer names reveal some information about their configuration and the purposes they're used for. The name sqlserver.company.com fully reveals the computer's function in the corporate network.